Well, I guess I shall bring a mall update. So I am in the red garage of Scottsdale Fashion Square, just underneath the Dillards. Those are the loading docks underneath. Because where we're at, this is the part that used to be the Camelview Plaza, which is a separate two-story mall from Fashion Square until they merged the two malls together. But I figure, why not bring a little update of what's going on at this mall. Now they're doing something here because they have this entrance off of Camelback Road closed off, which I did not know until just now. We're currently under Neiman Marcus, which is what this entrance is. Just take the escalators upstairs and you'll end up at Neiman Marcus. But there's definitely some changes coming to Fashion Square. Expansion kind of changes. Here's a mall entrance. And the stairs connecting the floors and the surface world to the garage. This is the garage that has that sort of waffle ceiling. There's Dillard's. There's a Dillard's entrance right there, which those are the escalators, and then dead ahead is the elevator with the mirror doors. And that's I started recording just below where we're at now. But there are some changes coming to Fashion Square, a redevelopment of sorts. For a lot of malls, a redevelopment may mean demolition, or it may mean demolling the mall. Which, around here, if you look at the old Colonnade Mall, see, we were just in there a while ago. In the case of the old Colonnade Mall, they demolished a row of stores and illuminated the ceiling because of that, leaving the stores facing Camelback Road, and they divided the former Sears and Rhodes anchors. This is Dillard's. There's the old Camelview Plaza right there, the more pinkish colored part of the building. It's all one store now. Largest Dillard's in the chain, but anyway, they demolished the old Colonnade Mall into the present day Camelback Colonnade. And, it was successful because what had been a dead mall became a very busy center, especially with that Nordstrom Last Chance in the basement, where it's a true bargain basement. I'll have to take you on a little ride in the area surrounding the mall because it's actually quite nice. It's all very quiet, suburban. Seems like a safe place. But for Fashion Square, the redevelopment is going to involve, well, yeah, I guess there was a little bit of demolition, but there's going to be some building coming up. So we're on the old Camelview Plaza end of the mall, where you've got this huge Dillard's. And some stairs over there you probably don't want to have to climb at the end of the day. But this section here will probably be going away. This section of parking lot we're in. So over there, if you can see right here, that was where the Camelview 5 theater used to stand from Harkins Theaters. You know, it was built in the 70s along with Camelview Plaza, which is all hidden back there. See where the Dillard sign is? That used to be part of the mall. And this section here, where you see the glass going across Goldwater Boulevard over there, was built in the 80s, along with that store right there, which became the new Dillard's at the time, later Sears, and presently Macy's. 3 floors of retail bliss for many. But the old Camelview 5 theater used to stand there and was demolished last year. It had closed in December 2015 and replaced with the brand new Camelview at Fashion Square 14-screen theater, also by Harkins. It's at the far east end of the mall, and it sits above Dick's Sporting Goods. And I actually went there last weekend, and it's a very nice theater. Definitely luxurious. Definitely worthy of Scottsdale. It's the kind of theater that has the plush leather reclining seats. I was pleased to see that they had recreated the sort of concrete, flat-top, mushroom, parasol type of structures that used to stand in front of the old Camelview. The only thing different is that these now hold lighting on top of them, so the top's light, but other than that, you have the same classic lines from the 70s in its design, and it looks great. They also had a very gourmet concession. Not only do they sell the classics such as popcorn and red vines, and other things you may find at Harkins, such as pretzels, nachos, and the cinnamon glazed nuts. Warm. But they also have some more gourmet options. I mean, if you want, you can buy yourself a cheese plate to go see your movie. I had gone to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a second time, which, I love that movie quite a bit. It's a great movie. But the theater, the new Camelview, does continue the legacy of the old Camelview. The old Camelview was dedicated to showing foreign art and independent films, and those kinds of movies do play alongside mainstream movies, such as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The theater had actually opened just in time for the premiere, or the release, of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So that's how recently it opened. And this theater also has a bar inside, which, to my understanding, you do not need a ticket to access. I mean, I don't know who gets off of work Friday at 5 p.m. and says, "Hey, coworkers, let's go to the movie theater to get a drink on our way home." But you can do that there, apparently. And, you have more dark, reserved color tones, such as with the sort of dark wood tones and the dark colors of the walls, but it's then contrasted with built-in, just simply white lighting that looks great. It just feels very elegant the way they did it at that theater. I'm going to post a link down below if you want to access Scottsdale Fashion Square's redevelopment website, but all this mall is staying. They're not going to be demolishing the mall or anything like that or taking off its roof. This mall actually has a glass roof. I think it's all retractable. I know last year I did see the roof open in the food court at times. And I'm pretty sure in the past I've seen even the 80s section here open. I'm not sure if the Nordstrom wing has retractable roofing at all, but sometimes I wonder if that may help some of the struggling malls that aren't necessarily in bad areas. But supposedly, maybe this new expansion will have a retractable roof as well. It looks like it's supposed to come out from where you see that glass right there. On the second floor, there used to be a sauce that specialized entirely, or there used to be a shop that specialized entirely in hot sauces, and it closed last year. So I'm not sure if they're planning to extend the second floor out at all, but by the looks of it, this whole area will be filled in with the mall expansion. The mall expansion calls for gardens and fountains, or a fountain, and it mentioned a retractable roof, so it's possible there may be an extension of the roof over this area. There will be some high-end shopping. I think some of the concept art showed Hinter, but there will be luxurious high-end shopping in this part, which they're going to call the luxury collection. So apparently each section of the mall has its own identity, or something. Like this wing here they call the luxury wing because it ends with Neiman Marcus on the other side of these doors, and then you've got the nation's largest Dillard's here as well, and you have merchants such as Cartier, I believe, in this end, and Lioness, and some other places. So this area will be a walkway with, additional buildings, shops, etc., restaurants. That will flank the walking area, the gardens, the fountain. And you can read about what they'll have, but they'll have this new entry portal with, I believe, valet parking. There will be a concierge, the platinum level concierge. You can go and get assistance in making dining reservations, salon appointments, and things like that. It sounds like this space will be flexible enough to offer, basically they can do festivals or celebrations if they want. Celebrating the arts and culture and things like that. So who knows, maybe we'll have a Scottsdale Fashion Square Food and Wine Festival like it's a Busch Gardens Park or a Disney Park. But that's the sort of thing that they plan to have here. And by the looks of the concept art I had seen in their gallery, it's going to span both sides of this driveway that you see here, because the concept art I had seen shows this entire driveway being here, because you will still enter over there from Goldwater Boulevard, which the entrance is right there, and it comes around to where this stop sign is, if you can see it. And it even shows a little island in the middle, that sort of triangular shaped island being there as well, because that sort of separates the traffic. That's going to continue onward through this garage here from the traffic that's going to turn left to go into the parking sections below us. So this parking area will also be going away, along with those old-looking lampposts. Now that I look at them, probably backing up towards those houses over there. And then also part of the mall's redevelopment across Old Boulevard. You can see some cars parked down over there. But beyond that, there's some empty land where there used to be a Days Inn hotel, which it seems kind of strange to have had that next to a mall that became, more upscale and luxurious over the years. I'm sure, the people of Scottsdale probably wanted that gone and their wish came true, but it's about 6 acres of land, and from what I had seen, also they're planning to build some more Class A office space and also a new luxury hotel, which, if you look at the area around the mall, I mean, those apartments or condos, whatever those are all brand new. Everything around here outside of the pre-existing neighborhoods are, less than 10 years old, probably. So this year is when construction starts. This parking area will be going away. And the current target date is to have this open and done by the fall of 2018. So hopefully they can accomplish that, because of course with with Christmas coming up at that point, they'll definitely want the luxury collection open and done. I'm sure those retailers want to get in here and start selling, because this is definitely a good market for many of them. Scottsdale itself is growing and expanding, and this mall is the largest in the region. It is luxurious and upscale with its retailers, and you still find some common mall staples like Things Remembered, the Disney Store, the Gap, and Macy's and Dillard's. But still, this is one of the most profitable malls in the country. It still has vacancies just like any other mall, because after all, some of these retailers have been closing stores. The Banana Republic is, they closed up just a couple months ago. The Limited did shut down all of their stores, but a store called Q-Love replaced them over in the food court area. But, like Chic, they closed all their stores, including Scottsdale, and Bay is also doing the same thing, and their location here in the mall is they're in their clearance phase. But then again, there's still more retailers that could come to this mall, and once the luxury collection opens, we'll definitely see what who they got to come in and open up shop, and it will just be interesting to see how Scottsdale takes to these new merchants. But again, I'll post a link down below, and you can take a look at Scottsdale Fashion Square's website and their redevelopment pages along. You should be able to find the gallery so you can look at the concept art, because they are planning to also at least remodel the luxury wing, which is this wing, which begins down over that way, because there's Macy's, and you can see the mall right there, and just past that is where that wing begins. So it'll also be interesting to see how the aesthetics of this wing will look, and if they plan to remodel the other two wings of the mall.